It's so good. It's so good to get another victory. 3 out of 3. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, very, very well executed by Graham Potter and the team. Kudos. There were some iffy moments here and there, but 3-1. When was the last time we scored 3 in a particular game? Goals are coming through nicely, and let's hope it continues. Let's hope it continues. All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. 3 points in the bag. And do you know what I like about the performances lately is that the focus is very much on 3 points. Let's get the 3 points with hook or crook. Do you know what I mean? Don't really care about the style at the moment. Let's get the 3 points. But even the style hasn't been that bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's actually been good. The 3 at the back continues and it's doing well. This match, do you know what? We've seen it all. We've seen tactical flexibility, some really good in-game management from Graham Potter, and some really, really good resilience from our players. Really feel like, once again, they're listening to what Graham Potter is asking of them, and they're fighting for one another, which is fantastic to see. Look, let's start from the beginning. The lineup, cannot disagree. I think there was a spot on lineup. Bit of controversy in regards to Cucurella, but you know how Badiashile wasn't selected. Me personally, I know I had Badiashile, but purely because I thought, well, why do you want to disrupt that when that's been doing well with Thiago Silva? However, I could also understand if Cucurella started, because he just literally came back from a man of the match performance. But I also understand why Cucurella is playing. I think it's because of that passing ability from that LCB position. There was a pass in the first half where he drilled it through and Mudryk picked it up from midfield, and then Mudryk then drove the ball up, passed it to Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who then crossed it in. If Joao Felix was just onside, that would have been a legitimate goal, but it was ruled off. And there was no need for Joao Felix to be offside, and we'll talk about Joao Felix down the track. So yeah, for me, Cucurella made sense why we selected him, and maybe potentially we could see him continue in that role. And this is probably why, I suppose, Graham Potter is slowly now starting to utilize Cucurella as an LCB. No disrespect and no slander towards Badiashile, who's a strong player, and ball playing ability is there, but that pass that Cucurella does from LCB through to midfield, bypassing and splitting so many players, that's a unique talent from a defensive point of view. And I don't think Badiashile has that ability. But it's great competition. If Cucurella slips up, he knows Badiashile is there. And also at the same time, when Chilwell is given a bit of rest, Cucurella will get some game time there. Look, everything else in terms of the lineup, Kepa, of course, is going to be the more natural selection. Mendy still injured, I believe. I don't know what the case is at the moment with Mendy. I'm not really sure whether he's back, whether he's training, what is still holding him up. But Kepa still deserves to be the first goalkeeper. Cucurella, then we had Chilwell in left wing back, Cucurella. Then we've had Koulibaly, Wesley Fofana, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Enzo Fernandez, and Kovacic in the middle. Up front, Joao Felix, Mudryk through the middle, and we've had, who was on the right side? Havertz on the right side. So look, the other probably question is Mudryk. Why Mudryk through the middle? Why not Havertz through the middle and Mudryk out wide? But look, I said it, I tweeted it out a couple of days ago that maybe we should just try Mudryk down the middle, because I don't think he's quite capable of playing in the half spaces where you need to pick up the ball, turn, drive, and then find a pass. I don't think that's Mudryk type of a play. For the time being, if we do need to use him, maybe it's through the middle. And you can understand, because that's why Havertz was taken out on the right, because Havertz has that passing ability. That first half where Havertz turned and found that pass to Joao Felix. Once again, Joao Felix hitting the post. What a pass from Kai Havertz. Unbelievable pass from Kai Havertz. Joao Felix should have scored 2 goals. But you can understand the responsibilities given to the people in the half space, the inside forwards. They have a distinct role. Sterling, Joao Felix, Havertz traditionally plays through the middle as the number 9, but this game he's been given the opportunity to play in the half space because he has that ability to hold up. In the last few games we've seen him hold up the play, turn, find a pass. Not every one of those attackers that we have has the ability to do this, and this is why we are seeing these players, Sterling, Joao Felix, and now Havertz, playing those roles. So, and whenever those players are not there, then we change things around, and I'll talk about why it's been changed around. And it's because of when Joao Felix was taken off in the second half. So look, the lineup, not too much to complain about. Mudryk gets a chance to start. I think everyone was hoping for that, and we saw that in the lineup. In regards to the gameplay, first half, Ben Chilwell, out of all the players, of course it had to be Ben Chilwell returning back to Leicester. Another strong performance from Ben Chilwell. For me, man of the match. Gets himself that goal. Lovely finish. Keeper probably should have done better, but fantastic finish from Ben Chilwell. Overall, another strong match, up and down, literally acting as a box-to-box player, to be honest. Kante type of engine. The way he sprints up, the way he sprints back. So many times where you see Cucurella at times getting caught out, even though Cucurella overall had a very good game, but I think Cucurella has been given the license to really press and be tight on a particular player. And there's going to be some times where you're going to miss and the opposition player will beat you. That's where Chilwell is there, always protecting Cucurella, always protecting. And this is what I like about Cucurella. Fantastic left wing back, gets himself the goal for me and the man of the match. Let's talk about Joao Felix now. In that first half, we get that goal, and then there was some opportunities to score a second one, a third one, and Joao Felix doesn't get that. Look, overall, for me, Joao Felix, still an important cog in our attack. Overall, his attack was still good. It's just he didn't finish. One of them was the post, the other one offside. I feel like there was no need to be offside. You were always going to get that cross from Ruben Loftus-Cheek behind the defense, and you're going to get that tap-in. But for some reason, he stayed offside, but he did take some heavy tackles from Leicester. And Leicester was playing aggressive. They were playing really aggressive, and rightly so. I'm pretty certain he was taken off due to injury concerns and just getting protected. He needs to be protected. He needs to play against Everton. I need him to play because overall his attacking prowess is still very much required. You saw when he was taken off at halftime, we lost a little bit of that attacking impetus, and I'll come to that. But yeah, I mean, Graham Potter, once again, very good man management. Maybe he just saw that, look, no need to risk this. We were leading 2-1 and we deservedly leading at halftime. We 100%. I would have been so livid if it was 1-1 because Leicester didn't deserve to be 1-1 at halftime. We 100% deserve to be 2-1, maybe even 3-1. But once again, good man management from Graham Potter, taking Joao Felix off, most likely protecting him, making sure that he doesn't cop another heavy knock, which could potentially rule him out. We've already got Sterling out. We don't want to have Joao Felix out. Hopefully Sterling comes back and it's just muscle tightness. Very important players, Joao Felix and Sterling. But Graham Potter takes Joao Felix off and brings in Conor Gallagher. A lot of people were saying, why Conor Gallagher? Why not Madueke? Why not this? Why not that? Look, the reason why he brought in Conor Gallagher, because he probably looked at the bench and thought, none of the attackers can do what Sterling and Joao Felix and Havertz does in those half spaces, in the inside forward role. To be able to hold up the play, turn, find passes, or at times drive with the ball as well. Havertz probably can't drive all the time with the ball. He doesn't have that electric pace like Sterling or Joao Felix, but at least he's got really good passing ability. And at times he can get past you. His pace isn't all rubbish, but it's just not. That burst of pace is not massive. Ziyech, he doesn't always have that burst of pace. In fact, doesn't have that burst of pace. He does have that pass, but sometimes his hold up, he can get dispossessed. Christian Pulisic could potentially play that role, and he came on in the second half, and I'll tell you why he potentially came on. So this is why we brought in Gallagher. We just wanted to shore up the midfield. So look, I appreciate how Graham Potter just summed up the situation by thinking, look, I need to take Joao Felix off. There's already no Raheem Sterling. We've only got Kai Havertz. I'll just go with 2 up front and just shore up the midfield. And the midfield in the first half, Enzo Fernandez and Kovacic, as great as they sort of ended the match. There were moments in the middle where both were a little bit lost and it was easy to bypass. We'll talk about Enzo Fernandez and Kovacic in the second half. Much better. Enzo, obviously, sublime assist in the first half. What a dink pass. And this is why we've got Enzo Fernandez. Absolutely amazing. Cesc Fabregas-esque ability to pass. And brilliant. But coming back to the point of Conor Gallagher, I think that was a shrewd and probably a smart substitution at that time, where he just summed up the situation that, look, I can't fix that front line, but at least I can shore up the midfield. But he quickly made another twitch because he saw that Leicester were coming back into the game. They were throwing the kitchen sink at us to a point where they probably deserved a goal. There was a mad moment where Kepa, once again, this is the thing about Kepa. Overall, he was okay. The shot that Patson Daka took, I think that was a bit too crazy for Kepa to save. But in the second half, there was a moment where Kepa came up to stop a particular shot, but he literally just palmed the ball into the path of Shrewsbury Hall, and Shrewsbury Hall literally just passed it back to Kepa. And that's where I want Kepa to get better. But overall, as I said, Kepa he still saved some big moments from Maddison in the first half and a few others as well. But as Potter saw that they were coming back in, he quickly changed the formation to 4 at the back. Chalobah came in, and a few other substitution. Pulisic came on and changed it to a 4 at the back. And once again, we found the impetus back because we added that attacker, Pulisic, up front. Kovacic gets that goal. Once again, I think it was a movement from Enzo Fernandez from deep, finding Kai Havertz and finding Mudryk then getting that assist, thankfully, for Kovacic with that karate chop finish. So, yeah, look, overall, nice game of football, 3-1 victory. Some really, really fine performances all across the field. Kovacic, for me, was very, very strong. Enzo Fernandez, definitely strong second half, man. Really stood up. As I said, fantastic assist. Was part of some really key movements in the second half. Kai Havertz, another strong game off the back of that Dortmund game. So I'm liking this. I hope he continues this way. But yeah, for me, Ben Chilwell, man of the match. Absolutely sublime. Gets a bit of break as well, where, Cucurella acted as a left back. And overall, Graham Potter, kudos to you. Kudos to Graham Potter. Look, once again, I don't want to talk about Graham Potter in, Graham Potter out and all of that, because I still want to see good prolonged period of wins. I want to see at least 7 to 8 wins in a row to start feeling confident about Graham Potter again. At the moment, look, it's happy days. One game at a time. Let's change things around. Right now, it's not a time to talk about, let's be Graham Potter, let's get him sacked. How are you going to get a manager sacked when we couldn't even get him sacked? The owners backed him when the record was 2 out of 16, and now it's 3 out of 3. It's ridiculous to talk about all this right now. Let's just appreciate the win. Let's enjoy the win, and let's see where this takes us. However, if there's a bump along the way, I know I've mentioned let's try and get 7, 8 wins in a row. If we can't, and there's a mini bump on the way, let it be a mini bump. Let's not have, again, the kind of, record that we had previously. That just can't be acceptable. So look, next up is Everton. Fully expect a win. I know Everton just won today. It's going to be a difficult game, but I think there's something brewing, man. I really, really think there's something brewing. Managers finding their feet again, managers doing the right things, making the right calls, and the players responding. The lads are giving it everything. The lads are truly giving it everything, and that's life. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you thought about that entire match. Really happy with the outcome. Really happy with how majority of the players played. And yeah, we move, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Enjoy the weekend. We've got the 3 points. Fantastic. Until next time. See ya.